star and stuff. As I am currently waiting for parts to start the next major phase of my castle build, I thought I would start my pirate build, as I've been meaning to do that since I moved here 8 or 9 months ago. My pirate setup used to be as big as my castle setup, or at least the table was. I never quite got it finished at my previous plate either. But it used to have a 4 foot by 8 foot table, just like the castle used to be on a 4 foot by 8 foot table. But this room is not nearly as big as the room I had my Legos in previously. So I've had to par it down a little bit. But the plan is to have a Imperial base on one side and a pirate base on the other side, and some islands in the middle and naval battles throughout. It'll be fabulous. Just a little bit smaller is all. So we're going to start by building the Eldorado Fortress, which was the first Imperial fort from way back in the original release of Lego Pirate. And it's one of my favorite sets, just like the King's Castle. It was one that I wanted as a kid but didn't get until I was much older, and now I have it. And so we're going to build it by the book at first, and then of course there will be massive upgrades to it later, which will all be documented, and it will be fantastic and a wonderful little trip through a world of pirates. So, time for time lapse! Well, there it is, more or less done. It doesn't have the little details, the flags and all the pirates and all of that, of course. Now, obviously, there are a great many things that I do not like about this particular design. Obviously, there's a lot of asymmetry that bothers me. There's also, of course, no way to actually get into any of the upper areas. There's no ladders or staircases or anything. There's no way to get into any of the towers and all of that. And that will, of course, need to be changed. There's also this area here that's not actually a room, that's clearly should be, but they wanted you to be able to, access it, whereas I will make the roof come off. So there will be a lot of major updates to it. I'll also be extending out the dock to have a large dock area with more towers and all of that, so that ships can come and go. And it will just be built up in general. There'll be a lot more building, a lot more fort, but it will still have the general look and feel of the color scheme and all of that. It'll just be grander, as it were. So look forward to the updates on that, as well as the ship builds. I have a number of ships that are actually built. My really big ship is actually going to get made slightly smaller because it would take up about 1/8 of the table, which is just unnecessary. I'm also not entirely pleased with the design. I built it many, many, many years ago, and I had a whole different aesthetic back in. So I want to make it smaller, partly so I can build more ships. I used so many of my parts in building it that I wasn't able to build several other ships. So I'd like to make it smaller so that I can build some other ones. I also need to get some more parts to build some additional ships. And, yeah, right now the Imperials really only have one ship, whereas the Pirates have, I believe, 3. There's a couple of smaller merchant ships that may get repurposed. We'll see how that all works out in the end. But that is the very beginning of that. I also need to... Next, I will start on the Pirates fort. It's based off of... Also based off of a couple of other pirate sets. One that I have and one that I don't have, but... can build at least partially. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and thank you for watching.